is myocardial infarction? A myocardial infarction is like a heart attack. It's an extremely dangerous condition that happens because you don't have enough blood flow to some of your heart muscle. This lack of blood flow can occur because of many different factors, but is usually related to a blockage in one or more of your heart arteries. A heart attack is a life threatening emergency. If you think you are with someone or you're with having a heart attack, call 911. A delay of even a few minutes can result in permanent heart damage or death. What exactly happens during a heart attack? When a heart attack happens, blood flow to a part of your heart stops or is far below normal, which causes injury or death to that part of your heart muscles. When a part of your heart can't pump because it is dying from lack of blood flow, it can disrupt the pumping function of your heart. This can reduce or stop blood flow to the rest of your body, which can be deadly if someone doesn't correct it quickly. So now let us simplify the pathophysiology of myocardial infarction. First, the cause of myocardial infarction is atherosclerosis. This coronary artery becomes narrow due to plaque buildup, and the patient will experience angina pectoris, chest pain due to ischemia or low oxygen supply into the heart muscle. Then the myocardial infarction happens. The plaques ruptures, becomes blood clots that blocks the artery of the heart. So the pumping mechanism of the heart will be disrupted. So there will be a permanent damage or the heart muscle will die. What does a heart attack feel like? The signs and symptoms of myocardial infarction. Many people feel pain in their chest during a heart attack. It can feel like discomfort, squeezing, or heaviness, or it can feel like crushing pain. It may start in your chest and spread or radiate to other areas like your left arm or both arms, shoulder, neck, jaw, back, and down to your waist. People often think they're having indigestion or heartburn when they're actually having a heart attack. Some people only experience shortness of breath, nausea and vomiting, sweating, pale, and dusky skin. What tests will be done to diagnose a heart attack? A healthcare provider will diagnose a heart attack using the following. First, blood tests. One of the most reliable ways to diagnose a heart attack is to check for cardiac troponin in your blood. During a heart attack, the damage to heart muscle cells always causes this chemical marker to appear in your bloodstream. Second is electrocardiogram, EKG or ECG. This is one of the first tests you get when you come to an ER with heart attack symptoms. Your heart electrical signals can help tell if an injury is occurring as well as if there is an inner rhythm abnormalities. There are two terms you probably heard mentioned are STEMI and NSTEMI, and you may be wondering what's the difference between these two cardiac events. The STEMI refers to ST elevation, myocardial infarction, and non-STEMI refers to non-ST elevation, myocardial infarction. Both of these involve evaluating the ST segments on the ECG. So let's start. A STEMI occurs when there is a complete and persistent occlusion of a coronary artery. It is seen on the ECG as an elevated ST segment. For an ST segment to be considered pathologically elevated, it must be elevated in at least two contiguous leads and be greater than 2 mm in V1, V2, or V3, or greater than 1 mm in other leads, according to UpToDate. An NSTEMI usually results from significant coronary narrowing, microemboli, or a short-term occlusion, as the name suggests that there is no ST elevation on the ECG, which can make an NSTEMI more difficult to recognize. Instead, it is diagnosed based on clinical symptoms and the presence of elevated cardiac enzymes. Next is the stress test, or an exercise stress test. It shows how the heart works during physical activity. It also may be called a stress exercise test. exercise makes the heart pump harder and faster. A stress test can show problems with blood flow within the heart. A stress test usually involves walking on a treadmill or riding a stationary bike. A healthcare provider watches your heart rhythm, blood pressure, and breathing during the test. People who can't exercise may be given a medicine that creates the effects of exercise. Why it's done? A healthcare provider may recommend a stress test to 1. Diagnose coronary artery disease, 2nd. Diagnose heart rhythm problems, 3rd. Guide treatment of heart disorder, 4th. Check the heart before surgery. These tests can use an ECG, echocardiogram, or nuclear scans while you're physically active to help show if your heart is receiving enough blood flow. Each minute after a heart attack, more heart tissue is damaged or dies. Urgent treatment is needed to fix blood flow and restore oxygen levels. Oxygen is given immediately. Specific heart attack treatment depends on whether there's a partial or complete blockage of blood flow. The medications to treat a heart attack might include A. Aspirin. Aspirin reduces blood clotting. It helps keep blood moving through a narrowed artery. Second is clotbuster or thrombolytic or fibrinolytics. These drugs help break up any blood clots that are blocking blood flow to the heart. Third is other blood thinning medications like heparin that makes the blood less sticky and less likely to form clots. Fourth is nitroglycerin. This medication widens the blood vessels. It helps improve blood flow to the heart. Nitroglycerin is used to treat sudden chest pain or angina. Morphine sulfate. This medicine is given to relieve chest pain that doesn't go away with nitroglycerin. Beta blockers. This medication slow the heartbeat and decrease blood pressure. Blood pressure medicines called angiotensin converting enzyme or ACE inhibitors. This drug lower blood pressure and reduce stress on the heart. Lastly is statins. This drug helps lower unhealthy cholesterol levels. Next is surgery. First is percutaneous coronary intervention or PCI. Second is coronary artery bypass graft or CABG. Third is endarterectomy, cuts out the blockage. Next is prevention and rest. To improve heart health, take the following steps. First is exercise. Regular exercise helps improve heart health. Second is eating a heart healthy diet. Avoid or limit foods with a lot of saturated fat, trans fat, salt, and sugar. Choose whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, such as fish and beans. Third is maintain a healthy weight. Too much weight strains the heart. Being overweight increases the risk of high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Fourth is don't smoke. Quitting smoking is the most important thing you can do to improve heart health. Then, limit alcohol. If you choose to drink alcohol, do so in moderation. Then get regular health checkups. Some of the major risk factors for a heart attack: high blood cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Then, control stress. Find ways to help reduce emotional stress. Getting more exercises, practicing mindfulness, and connecting with others in support groups are some ways to ease stress. Question and answers for myocardial infarction. You believe your patient is presenting with an acute myocardial infarction. Which one of these signs and symptoms would not be true for an MI? A. ST elevation seen in all leads. B. Chest pressure radiating to right arm. C. Dyspnea. D. Nausea and diaphoresis. The answer is A. ST elevation seen in all leads. The answer is A. ST elevation seen in all leads. You ordered lab tests on a patient presenting with complaints of chest pain for 6 hours. Which of the following abnormal values would you expect to see if the patient's chest pain is cardiac related? A. Low potassium of 3.1. B. Elevated troponin of 4.5. C. low hemoglobin of 7.3, D. Low glucose of 65. The answer is B. Elevated troponin of 4.5. Troponin level greater than zero point 0.5 indicates damage of heart muscle. A 59-year-old man presented to ER complained of severe chest pain. The ECG showed that the patient has severe myocardial infarction. The doctor ordered 80 milligrams of aspirin. What is the primary indication of aspirin in this case? A. Breaks down thrombus. B. Decreases the formation of platelet plugs. C. Inhibits the conversion of prothrombin to thrombin. D. Interferes with vitamin K to maintain clotting factors. The answer is B. Decrease the formation of platelet plugs. The answer is B. Decrease the formation of platelet plugs. Following myocardial infarction, a hospitalized patient is encouraged to practice frequent leg exercises and ambulate in the hallway as directed by the physician. Which of the following choices reflects the purpose of exercise for this patient? A. Increases fitness and prevents future heart attacks. B. Prevents bed sores. C. Prevent DVT or deep vein thrombosis. C. Prevent constipation. The answer is C. Prevent DVT or deep vein thrombosis. The answer is C. Prevent DVT. A patient arrives in the emergency department with symptoms of myocardial infarction. Progressing to cardiogenic shock, which of the following symptoms should the nurse expect the patient to exhibit with cardiogenic shock? A. Hypertension. B. Bradycardia. C. Bounding pulse. D. Confusion. The answer is D. Confusion. Cardiogenic shock severely impairs the pumping function of the heart muscle, causing diminished blood flow to the organs of the body. This results in diminished brain function and confusion, as well as hypotension, tachycardia, and weak pulse. Cardiogenic shock is a serious complication of myocardial infarction with a high mortality rate. Which of the following is the most common symptoms of myocardial infarction? A. Chest pain. B. Dyspnea. C. Edema. D. Palpitations. The answer is A. Chest pain. The most common symptoms of an MI is chest pain, resulting from deprivation of oxygen to the heart. Dyspnea is the second most common symptoms related to increase in the metabolic needs of the body during an MI. Edema is a latter sign of heart failure, often seen after an MI. Palpitation may result from reduced cardiac output, producing arrhythmias. What is the primary reason for administering morphine to a client with myocardial infarction? A. To sedate the client. B. To decrease the client's pain. C. To decrease the client's anxiety. D. To decrease oxygen demand on the heart of the client. The answer is D. To decrease oxygen demand on the client's heart. Morphine is administered to a client with a myocardial infarction primarily to decrease oxygen demand on the client's heart. Myocardial infarction, also known as a heart attack, occurs when the blood flow to the heart is reduced or blocked, causing damage to the heart muscle. The morphine helps by dilating the blood vessels, which reduces the workload on the heart and decreases the demand for oxygen. While morphine can also have secondary effects such as sedation, pain relief, and anxiety reduction. The main purpose of this context is to alleviate the strain on the heart and minimize further damage to the cardiac muscle.